Hi there folks, my name's Greg and I'm part of the marketing team here at West Lothian College. Thank you very much for signing up to our virtual open day, and this is the health and social care session. I would like to introduce to my colleagues. This is Rachel, Suzanne and Marianne. They'll get to talk to you a little bit about the courses and then we'll come back and we'll take some questions. So take it away, ladies.
Hi there, I'm Marianne Darling. I work in the health and social care team and I tutor on the Prep for Health and Social Care. It's a one-year programme, it's full-time, and it includes a number of awards as part of that course. Those are a Mental Health and Wellbeing Award, which I'll also speak about in detail because that links in with one of the schools programmes. There is a Care Award, which encompasses a bit of sociology, a bit of psychology, some care practice and kind of values and principles stuff. All very key if you want to go and work in health and social care. There's lots of practical experiences built into the programme, lots of stuff around self-development, personal awareness. There's some core skills built in there, and there's also an expectation that you'll take on some volunteering work. Lots of diverse kind of makeup within the group. We have people who have left school, we have people who are mature students who maybe have had children or worked in other sectors and want to come back and kind of change their career path. So quite a mixed, diverse group, very good in terms of building confidence and building skills around academic in terms of where you want to move on from there. I'll probably come back and speak a bit more detail, some of the, especially around the Mental Health Award. I'll pass on now to my colleague Suzanne.
Okay, my name's Suzanne Miguel. I'm a tutor on the Level 5 Health and Social Care course. It's very similar to Marian's course, the Prep course, as in a lot of the skills are just built on when it comes to the Level 5 course. Although it is standalone, you can progress from Level 4 into Level 5. Within the courses, we cover things like mental health, human development, social influence, values and principles, all topics that you will use if you're going on particularly to Level 6. Okay. We also build into it the human body and animals physiology. They're kind of sciencey courses, so if you're unsure whether you want to go down the social route line or the science line, it gives you a wee bit of a chance to go into both sides of it. As with Marian's course, we still have the volunteering element, which you're expected to pick up on your own. We will give you help. There is volunteering fairs and things that we'll give you help with. And you also have to do some core skills throughout all the courses. But we'll go into more depth in that if you require any more help. There's good progression routes from the Level 5 if you're wanting to go into Level 6 Health and Social Care, or you may want to go into access to nursing. Some routes is a good way down there, but it gives you a good grounding anyway. So we'll hand over to Rachel for just now.
Hi, I'm Rachel McFadden. I'm one of the tutors for Access to Nursing. Our programme is a SWAP programme, which is a programme that's built around a range of SQA units, and it normally prepares you for going to university in a year. It's for adults returning to education, so you have to have been out of education, formal education for at least 3 years or 5 years if you've got hires. And the course, very similar to the courses that Marianne and Suzanne have spoken about, build on your knowledge, your core skills and your confidence so that you're in the best place possible to move on to university at the end of the year. The course gives you access to adult mental health and learning disabilities nursing. It's really important to note that it will not get you to midwifery and will not get you to child health. There are no access programmes for either of those areas. The course covers a variety of units. We're looking at things like values and principles in care, sociology, a bit of psychology. Biology is really important because when you train to be a nurse, you need to be able to understand what's happening within the body and how the systems work. You do the human biology units, and you also core skills, communication, numeracy and IT, law units. As the course is a preparation, it's quite academic intense, so there's no opportunity to do placement or VORS. However, we encourage you to either seek some employment or some volunteering, which will aid you in your CAS application, which you do whilst you're on the course, and we give you the support to do that, so that you're making your applications to university. I'll now pass on to Mary, who's going to talk to you about another area.
Hi there. I'm going to talk about the Level 6 Social Care Programme. Again, that's a full year programme, and built into the programme are several different elements in terms of gaining experience and for exit points towards the end of the year. So as part of the programme, you'll do a full SVQ2. This is one of the kind of key things that they look for in the workplace, and there's an exit point at the end of the course if you want to go into working in care. You could also decide you want to move on to level 7. We will speak about the progression to each level later on in the presentation. As part of the level 6, you will also do a placement, and that will run across 2 blocks. That can be in multiple sectors. It can be usually working with adults, and that could be mental health, disability, older adults, learning difficulties. You could be working in day centres, supported living, care homes. So that's quite a chunk of your programme where you'll be covering a placement that we will set up and help you with. If you're already working in care, that might be an option to use your workplace as well. You'll get your full SVQ2 as well as part of that programme, and you'll also cover a multitude of units around social care practice. You'll get more into the theory in terms of the psychology and the sociology, also care practice and values and principles. You'll study a double unit in mental health as well, which is worth 2 credits. So it's quite a diverse programme. Lots of opportunity for gaining placement experience and working in the sector. Okay, I'll now pass you back to Rachel, I believe.
And now I'm going to talk to you about our NC Level 6 Clinical Support Worker course. And I currently teach on this course, but I also support students in placement during the course. So the Level 6 Clinical Support Worker course is a course that's designed primarily for working in health, but the awards will work in both health and social care. It's a really good course that has the National Progression Award, Health and Social Care Skills for Practice within the course. And that course was specifically designed as a result of NHS Lothian asking SQA for a new qualification for their staff. So by doing this course, what you're coming out with is the course NHS Lothian ask all of their new staff to do when they start working with them. So you're in a really good place to pick up works, particularly within NHS Lothian at the end of the course. As well as the NPA, there are other units that you do on the course. You do first aid, you do a little bit of biology, and there's also a little bit of social care input there, and some study around dementia and a bit of mental health as well. During the course, you'll do a 12-week placement, and previously that has been within St John's Hospital. But we don't know what that will look like, obviously, because of the current circumstances in the coming year. However, there will be a 12-week placement attached to the course as well. And there's lots of opportunities for progression, not just into work, but onto other courses, which we'll come to in a minute or two. I'll now pass back to Marion, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, the other HNC that we run is HNC Social Services, and that's a level 7. So there's direct entry there from level 6. If you're an external candidate, you would really need to have 2 hires to access that programme, and one of those hires would need to be higher English. Again, it's a diverse programme, lots of really interesting units. There's a 60-day placement attached to that. And we in the college will help support you with that placement and getting that set up. But if you're already working in care, it could be that you could use your work again for that placement. And you would be doing half your SVQ3 in that programme as well, with an expectation that you would finish off your SVQ3 within your workplace when you finish and you get a job as well. If you want more information on that, you're probably better to contact one of the team. If you email in, that will be signposted for you. Again, you will go much more in depth with the theory, and you'll be looking at the application of your knowledge in terms of the theories that you've been learning about in psychology, sociology, in terms of care practice. Again, you do another mental health unit. So there is some similarities in terms of the units that you're working on. That's right from level 4 through to level 7. However, the intensity, and I'd say at level 7, it's really a very academically challenging course. That's why there's an expectation that you need 2 hires to enter. Okay, I'll pass you back to Rachel now.
I'm now going to talk to you about HNC Care and Administrative Practice, which I'm also a tutor for. And so this course is at level 7, and it will prepare you to progress to study a degree at university, primarily within the health sector, or alternatively you could achieve a role within the NHS workforce at band 3 level. You will study a range of subjects on the course, similar to what Marion has said about kind of more of an in-depth knowledge. You'll be looking at things like psychology, sociology. You'll be learning about safe practice and essential skills within care. Anatomy and physiology will feature quite highly on the course. Health promotion, healthcare policy, and one of the kind of really important units within the courses are principles of professional practice, which underpins everything that we do. And alongside that, you'll also look at personal development. The course has a practical work experience, which is 2 days a week over the whole year of the course. There are very specific placement requirements for students accessing into nursing, because some of the students that access from HNC CAP get into 2nd year of university, so we have to meet the Nursing and Midwifery Council guidelines in terms of placement hours. The HNC also gives opportunity to access child health and midwifery, which you can't do from a swap access programme. It also allows you to access occupational therapy, and this year for the first time Paramedic Science. A number of universities in Scotland have opened up Paramedic Science degree programmes, and I've actually got 2 students who've secured places this year, starting in the autumn of 2020 to study Paramedic Science. I'll now pass back to Suzanne, who's going to tell you something else.
So the next one I would like to talk about is the Schools Foundation Apprenticeship. Now, this course is offered to 5th and 6th year pupils who are still in education. If you want to do it just in 6th year, the units that are delivered can be delivered within the 1 year. Obviously, that would create a heavier workload. You would have to undertake a placement within both of these, whether it's be 5th or 6th year, and it's usually with adult supporting services. But we would help with that, and we would organise that. Within the course, you would do topics like human development, social influences, safeguarding people, communications and care. It's an excellent course, whether it's in the 5th or 6th year you start, to prepare you to come into college for perhaps going on to one of the courses later on, the level 5, the 6 HNC, HND. But it's an excellent introductory course that gives you good qualifications while you're still in school. So you would come to college 1 day a week and you would do a placement 1 day a week. Okay, I'll pass you back to Marion now.
Okay, so there's 2 evening courses that you might be interested in. If you're interested in developing your counselling skills, there's an introduction to counselling that you can do. And that's really about improving your listening skills and your responding skills. Also, if you're maybe thinking about counselling in the future or doing your COSCA, the intro provides a really nice kind of basic introduction to that. If you then wanted to move on to do your COSCA certificate, that runs across the course of the year. You will study 4 modules as part of that. Really, if you're interested in a career in counselling, or you want to go on and do your counselling diploma or your degree at university, lots of professionals access the COSCA to improve their communication skills, to improve their listening and responding skills, and also to massively develop your self-awareness. It's an absolutely brilliant course in terms of your self-awareness. So we get people who maybe are wanting to work in kind of nursing, youth work, education, social work, HR, who access the COSCA course. And as I say, lots of people would then, if they wanted to move forward, it can either just be for self-development for work, or it can be if you want to move forward to study your diploma or your degree at university. The other course that I wanted to mention was the Schools College Partnership. We're running for the first time this year the Mental Health Award. Now, this is the course I mentioned earlier that we ran as part of the PrEP course. It's an award that encompasses 3 units, and the feedback from the students this year, because this is the first time it's been ran, the feedback's been amazing. The students have really enjoyed the units. It's massively improved their self-awareness around mental health, their understanding of mental health, the stigma and discrimination that's out there, how to challenge the barriers around mental health and accessing services. Interestingly, they've really enjoyed finding out more about the brain and the brain chemistry, some of the positive coping strategies and the kind of more unhealthy coping strategies. So yeah, the feedback's been great, and that's now been ran for the school college programme as well. So that would mean students would come in from school to the college 2 afternoons a week and study those 3 units.
Thanks very much for that, guys. A lot of information to take in there, but I'm sure, like the lady said, if you want to find out more, you can get in touch with them and they'll give you a more detailed, even more detailed insight to the courses. Marion, I believe you wanted to touch on something else with the level 6 and opportunity that's available.
Yeah, as part of the level 6 course, because the students study the full SVQ2, this supports the student in being able to become registered with SSSC, which is something that's mandatory for care workers, and that would allow them to go off and exit at the end of level 6 if they wanted to work full-time in care work. Again, some students decide that they want to move on and do the level 7 programme to take on more senior posts at the end of level 7 or go on to university. But the SSSC registration is something that you can then go forward with once you've got your SVQ2.
Fantastic. I think one of the things in your centre that kind of sets it apart is there's loads of different exit points where you can leave with a qualification, whereas in some things you have to commit to maybe 2 years, but this is there's progression, but there's also exit points where you can move into employment.
Yeah.
So we'll take some questions now. As I mentioned, you guys are part of one of the most the busiest centres and definitely most popular when it comes to the general public looking to apply. Have you got spaces left for all courses? Is there still room to apply?
Will I pick up on that one? So at the moment, the only full-time course that we've got a little number of spaces left on is the HNC Care and Administrative Practice. All of the other full-time courses at the moment, we're sitting on a waiting list only. But if people are interested, it's worth putting in an application, and we may contact them at a later date if a place becomes available.
Fantastic. So what can students expect when they come in? How does a working week in college work for them? Are they over a certain period of days, or?
I'll take that one, guys.
Yep.
Obviously, with the college being closed at the moment and the new timetables all coming out, we cannot say for certain what your working week is going to look like. There's just no way. We, in the level 4 and 5 course, you would generally do 2.5 to 3 days. A morning would be 3 hours and an afternoon would be 3 hours. But with the not being allowed back in college and small class sizes, it could be that you're doing some of your work from home through Zoom lessons like what we're doing just now, or your tutor setting you work. Until we get more guidelines from the principal of the college, we'll not know what your working week's going to look like. We will let you know that as soon as we can, together with timetables as soon as we can. But at this moment in time, we don't even have information about what our week's going to look like.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry that probably doesn't help you with childcare and things like that, but we will be in contact as soon as we can give you definite information.
And again, as soon as we know anything, we will publish that on our social platforms and on our website, so you guys will know as soon as we know. The next question is, obviously you've touched on the placement aspect of the courses already, but Marion, do you want to go a wee bit deeper into that?
Well, there's work experience really built into every single course. So from prep, there's a placement unit, but we tend to run it more like a volunteering unit. And rather than setting the students a specific amount of hours, we really try and encourage them to embrace the opportunity to volunteer, because it's a massive experience in terms of the skills that they'll gain from it, and in terms of employability later on. Some students will exit after prep and because they've secured work that they want to take on. Some students will build on that moving forward to level 5, and part of level 5 is that you're looking to have a bit of care experience for moving into that area. There's lots of opportunities even at level 4 to get that. So sometimes it's that I will set up, or the tutors within prep will set up pieces of work that the students can take part in, hosting, managing events, so that they're getting access to working with people within the health and social care sectors, and also with the public, and across other sectors within the college. This year, the prep students worked with the construction students, for example, with the hair and beauty students. They did a little bit of work with hospitality, so it's actually trying to give them quite wide-ranging experiences. Suzanne, I don't know, did you want to speak about the level 5 volunteering expectations?
So for the level 5, the volunteering expectations is you are given a slot every week. So this year it was a 3-hour slot that you had to go and volunteer in. Now, we don't set that up for you. It's our expectation you will get something, but we do volunteering fairs, etc., and we've got connections. We will do everything we can to help you. We encourage you to get volunteering within an area where you wish to work within the future. So if you're looking to do these courses to work more with children or adults, we would encourage you to get volunteering within that sector. It might be that you're unfamiliar and you just want to go and work with the food bank or something like that, but it's all about the volunteering element and the actual working with the community. So we encourage that, and we will help you with that.
Fantastic. I think it's one of these, again, your course especially, is one that's very heavily based in the community. There's a lot of interaction with, through the student association as well, and like through the volunteering fairs, like you say, there's a lot of local organisations that we get involved with, so there is quite a lot of possibility for volunteer work and stuff there.
We have built up really good relationships we have a volunteer network that we're kind of part of, so we do host a number of college-wide events where potential employers are in the college, and the students have the opportunity to go and speak to them, find out more about the organisations, find out about volunteering roles, and actually volunteer at that moment in time as well. In the level 6 programme, there's the built-in placement that I spoke about earlier, and that's also the case for the, so that's the level 6 health and social care, and also for the level 7 HNC social services one. Rachel, I don't know if you wanted to pick up in terms of the work experience for the other groups that you spoke about earlier.
Yeah, definitely. So for the level 6 clinical support workers, as I mentioned earlier, there is a 12-week placement, which up until now has taken place in St John's Hospital. Because the current situation, whether that will happen early doors in the next session, we don't know. However, you know, to achieve the award, students have to complete placement. So we will be looking at a 12-week placement there. And then in HNC Care and Administrative Practice, you do 2 days a week in placement. Those placement areas tend to be within care homes. And if you're currently working in care, some of our students actually use their employment as their placement as well. but there's certain criteria that you have to meet in terms of using that employment as your placement, and we would give you guidance in terms of that. And alongside that, you've got quite a number of competencies that you have to achieve, so it's important that where you're working you can actually achieve those competencies. I mentioned something about the Nursing Midwifery Council and accessing second year of university. All of our HNC students don't access second years of nursing at university. Quite a number of them go into first year, and there's different requirements in terms of placement hours as to whether you go into first year or second year. And from August 2020, there's a lot of more opportunity for students to actually get into second year. So that saves you in a number of ways. You get to your kind of ultimate goal quicker, but it also saves you financially as well, because you're not doing an extra year at university. But we'll, give you the opportunity to find out more about going into first year or second year, and if there are things that you have to apply for, we'll help you to do that as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, ladies. If you do have any more questions, please feel free to email us at marketing@west-lothian.ac.uk or any of our social media channels, and we'll get back to you today. And we can put you in touch with any of the ladies here if you want to find out more about any of the courses. So once again, ladies, thank you very much for helping us with this today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for registering for the event. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.